Hi, everyone. Dorothea Hendriks here, your communication coach in presentation skills and in public speaking. I think it was a week or maybe 2 weeks ago. Anyway, not too long ago, I did a video that had seven tips on helping you keep a positive attitude, pave the way to a more positive attitude. And every one of those 7 tips are tips that I practice on a daily basis. Sometimes I don't want to, the feeling of negativity or, feeling sorry for myself, whatever, it pops up. And I just have to have the discipline, the will to override it because I ask myself, what makes me feel better? Being down in the dumps or having a positive attitude and looking at life as an adventure, as a wealth of opportunity. But it wasn't always like that. I'm going to say for me, my tendency is really to lean toward the negative. I have a big tendency. That's how I grew up. That's how I spent the early years of my life and in my career was looking at everything from a negative point of view. And then one day somebody got me interested in a course. I signed up for the course, and that course changed my life. Now, in that course, the facilitator gave away, and this is years and years and years and years ago, but it was a great idea, gave away cassettes, little cassette tapes to everyone in the audience. There were maybe about 300 of us attending this weekend seminar. We took these cassette tapes home. I wanted to listen to it. And the very first line or wording or sentence, the cassette tape consisted of 10 affirmations, 10 positive statements that we were to say about ourselves. And the very first one was, I love myself. That sounds pretty simple. I love myself. I couldn't even finish listening to that sentence. I couldn't finish listening to that affirmation. Everything in my body just shouted out, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Whoa. I had 9 other affirmations to go. I couldn't go there. I couldn't even get past the first one. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds absolutely stupid, but I'm sure I'm not alone when it comes to thinking about how we feel about ourselves. And I hadn't really heard about affirmations. So I was at that point not really familiar with them. Now I'm familiar with them because I practice them on a regular basis. But the idea that I would say to myself, I love myself, was that was just something that I wouldn't even have thought of. But it pointed out something very interesting, that I had a really low opinion of myself. Not only didn't I love myself or respect myself, I had really low, and in fact, no confidence in my ability, no confidence at all. I was easily swayed by other people, always afraid to hurt somebody else's feeling, let myself be bullied or intimidated into doing something or going somewhere, and or doing things that I didn't want to really do. And I just somehow thought that was part of my normal life and that's how I should act. And then I realized as I took more courses, started doing more reading, that I needed to develop my feelings of confidence about myself. I needed to develop my feelings of self-worth, of respect for myself, and make my decisions about what I thought would be good for me and not be afraid to say no when other people pressured me to do something. So I started doing my own affirmations. And with the help of someone else, I did these 3 affirmations every morning for probably a good 3 years. Every morning before I'd go off to work, I'd sit at my desk and maybe spend 15 minutes. Sometimes it'd be 20 minutes. And I'd write out these affirmations, and they were, I, Dorothea, love myself unconditionally. I, Dorothea, love myself unconditionally. That would be in the first person. Then I do it in the second person, as if somebody was speaking to me. You, Dorothea, you love yourself unconditionally. Then I do it in the third person. She, as if people were talking about me. She, Dorothea, loves herself unconditionally. I did it with love. I, Dorothea, love myself unconditionally. I, Dorothea, accept myself, accept who I am unconditionally. And I, Dorothea, respect myself unconditionally. And I would do this in the first person, the second person, the third person for each of those affirmations. And I did them every morning for years. Did they help? I think they did help. I began to change. Now, at first, my body shouted, my mind, everything was going, no, you don't, no, you don't, no, you don't. But, I just persisted. I persisted. I hand wrote, I spoke out loud. I would say it in my head. When I'd take the bus to work, I'd recite it to myself. I just really, really worked at it because I thought, I don't like the way I was before. My negativity, my constant buckling under, my not being able to stand up for myself, not feeling truly confident. And then when I began to shift and I began to feel better about myself, I began to gather more confidence. And other people began looking at me differently as I began looking at myself differently. So, looking at life from a positive perspective about the opportunity, developing ourselves into something that is loving, kind, respectful, compassionate, intelligent, creative, and accepting that we've got that inside ourselves is a gift we can give to ourselves that lasts and helps us last for the rest of our lifetime, so to speak. So I'm going to close here with a quote, and the quote is by Les Brown. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. And so when it comes to doing these affirmations, even if your body is shouting, no, don't do it. It's stupid. You're an idiot. Override it. Override it. Just get started. Just get started. Because you're not going to be good at it in the beginning if that's how you're feeling about yourself. But you have to get started to change it so you can feel good about yourself at the end. Until next time. Until next time, this is Dorothea Hendriks, wishing you mountains of success.